Then you are a Mandalorian no more.
Let me tell you, they found a way to tell that story.
Dank Farrick! The Mandalorian Season 3 trailer dropped at the D23 Expo, and Din Djarin and Grogu are zooming back into our lives at 0.5 past light speed, and all the clues add up to what could be the next big, Star War. We think a battle for Mandalore is almost inevitable at this point, and we'll break all that down, plus why we think that fight will likely change the Star Wars galaxy forever. We talked to Pedro Pascal, Katie Sackhoff, and Rick Famuyiwa at D23, and it looks like Bo Katan and Din Djarin are headed for a showdown one way or the other. Okay, so like I said, the Mandalorian is building to a major conflict for the Mandalorian homeworld, a planet devastated by the Empire during the Galactic Civil War, while its people remain scattered across the galaxy. Din Djarin, of course, is right in the middle of it, as he might not be a Mandalorian any longer, according to the armorer, but he is still wielding the darksaber, albeit kind of clumsily.
Having broken the rules. Well, let me tell you, they found a way to tell that story.
And that is the way.
That's my answer. That's the way.
That's the way. That's the way.
Mandalore itself is supposedly still in pretty bad shape after the Night of 1,000 Tears, way back when Din Djarin was still a Mandalorian foundling. But Din Djarin is gonna have to visit Mandalore to restore his standing with the Children of the Watch by dunking in the waters beneath the mines of Mandalore, mines that were apparently destroyed by the Empire long, long ago. The Season 3 trailer also clearly shows Din Djarin in the Mandalorian throne room, which must have survived the destruction of Sundari somehow. This, of course, is an important room in the current Mandalorian canon. For instance, it was here that Bo Katan Kryze watched Darth Maul murder her sister with the darksaber she now covets so badly.
Bo Katan believes wholeheartedly that the only way to lead is with that darksaber. And she truly believes that she is the rightful ruler of her people. So we'll have to see. You know, it would stand to reason that she would go pretty far to get it.
And speaking of the darksaber, it's the linchpin of the whole thing. In the trailer, Bo Katan makes it clear that Din Djarin isn't the only Mandalorian, and we see a whole bunch of Mandos mixing it up with an unseen enemy. The trailer makes us think these Mandalorians are loyal to Bo Katan and not the Children of the Watch. Since the last time we saw them, it was basically just the Armorer and Paz Vizsla and nobody else.
Your cult fractured our people.
Bo Katan definitely has a bone to pick with Din Djarin's band of religious zealots, blaming them for the woes that have befallen all Mandalorians, leaving them in dire need of unification, and Bo Katan thinks it's her destiny to unite all Mandalorians using the darksaber.
I think that's one of the things that we've come to know about Bo Katan is she has got a bit of an ego on her. So I believe 100% that she thinks that she is ready to rule. Whether or not she is another story.
Meanwhile, Din Djarin doesn't really care about any of this. All he wants to do is trip the light fantastic, zipping around the galaxy with Grogu in that souped-up N1 starfighter, and from the look of the trailer, there's gonna be a lot of that going on in Season 3 too. Point is, Din Djarin would still rather focus on raising the foundling Grogu than worry about who's the true ruler of Mandalore. He and Grogu might have reunited in the Book of Boba Fett, but that doesn't mean Din Djarin is gonna get what he wants.
Yeah, I mean, look, when there are obviously repercussions that come from the decisions we make, and he made a decision for the child, which will continue to reverberate. And so, yeah, part of that is going to be explored during the season, and so, yeah, I think. But for a father, who will do anything for their child, and so it was a father in the moment, sort of really wanted to do what's best for their child, and now as always, we have to live with the consequences.
And those consequences could very well be interstellar war, a Star War, if you will. Book of Boba Fett showed us flashback visuals of the Empire's desolation of Sundari and the Night of a Thousand Tears, and now the Season 3 trailer shows off what's left of the Mandalorian capital. We think all evidence points to the obvious. Din Djarin is headed to Mandalore, where he'll atone for his sins, figure out how to wield the darksaber, and become the ruler of all Mandalore, all with his force-wielding little buddy at his side. Once that's done, chances are good that Din Djarin will lead Mandalorian forces against the Imperial Remnant, who, by the way, are still amassing power and tech and are slowly morphing into the First Order. And depending on how the coming conflict on Mandalore ends, will probably determine what Din and Grogu were up to during Palpatine's eventual return many years later. But of course, this is all still speculation until we actually see The Mandalorian Season 3 in 2023.
I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold.
Hey, thanks for watching, and let us know what you think down in the comments. For more Mandalorian, here's all of Season 2 in 17 minutes if you need a quick catch-up, and don't forget to follow and subscribe to IGN wherever you like to watch.